Russian forces faced defense and counterattack by the Ukrainian army. FPV kamikaze attacks continue to steadily slow down the Russian army. May 15th, 2025. Russian forces operating in the Kharkiv region encounter the defense of the 92nd Assault Brigade. While advancing on open ground, an assault unit belonging to Russian forces first encounters a mine. The mine disables the all-terrain vehicle. The Russian assault group panics greatly after this explosion. Russian soldiers continue to step on the mines one by one. Soldiers on motorcycles also step on the mines. Ukraine launches FPV kamikaze drones after Russian soldiers trying to survive the attack. FPV kamikaze attacks are going after surviving Russian soldiers. In the Ukrainian attack launched against the Russian assault group, the Russian armored vehicles positioned there were also unable to escape. Ukraine destroyed all the vehicles one by one with numerous FPV kamikaze drone attacks. Almost 30 Russian infantrymen lost their lives in these attacks. The attacks against the drones show that Ukraine's priority in attacks is military vehicles. After destroying the Russian units' vehicles, one by one, they go after the infantry. Russian units trying to escape the attack of Ukrainian forces tried to camouflage themselves, but were unable to escape. Numerous reconnaissance vehicles dominated the entire area. They were able to detect all moving Russian units with the help of thermal cameras. 15 armored vehicles were destroyed, and a Russian division was completely pushed back. In this operation, where Russian forces tried to attack Ukrainian positions using large numbers of personnel, motorcycles, ATVs, tanks, and BMP-2s, Russian soldiers were successfully repelled with the help of mines, artillery, and various types of drones. May 15th, 2025. Ukrainian troops counterattacked Russian armored vehicles near the city of Bakhmut in the Donetsk region. 3 Russian BMP convoys advanced to attack Ukrainian positions, but quickly changed course after the lead vehicle was hit. During the retreat from the battlefield, the last BMP in the column was destroyed. Ukrainian FPV kamikaze drones launched continuous attacks on Russian armored vehicles trying to escape. Ukraine fired accurate shots with its artillery units in this attack. 2 Russian armored vehicles were destroyed, while 1 managed to leave the conflict area. May 4th, 2025. Russian soldiers wave and smile despite seeing a Ukrainian reconnaissance vehicle. As a result of careful observations, reconnaissance drones from Ukraine's 35th Marine Brigade detected a Russian group near the village of Shribna in the Donetsk region. Ukrainian howitzers fire heavy artillery fire into the area, completely neutralizing Russian soldiers. May 16th, 2025. Russian MTLB is destroyed by FPV drones of the Ukrainian 24th Mechanized Brigade during the deployment of Russian assault forces in a wooded area near the village of Berleska in the Donetsk region. The Russian soldiers immediately get out of the Russian armored infantry carrier vehicle, which was slightly damaged by the first attack, and flee into the forest. The vehicle, which is still functional and in good condition, is attacked by a second Ukrainian attack. The second attack hits the engine compartment of the vehicle, first creating smoke, then completely burning the vehicle, completely destroying the armored vehicle. The Russian troops are left in the wooded area without any support. With the vehicle destroyed, Ukraine launches mortar attacks on the forest where Russian infantry is located. Artillery units opened fire on the coordinates of enemy soldiers advancing for the attack. As a result of the intense artillery fire, enemy vehicles and infantry were neutralized. The crew of a BM-21 Grad MLRS from the 32nd Separate Mechanized Brigade attacked a vehicle carrying Russian forces in the direction of Pokrovsky. With a single shot, the Russian vehicle is completely destroyed. All Russian soldiers inside lose their lives. It is a big mistake to act without precautions on such a route. May 15th, 2025. Ukrainian forces successfully targeted a Russian Ka-52 attack helicopter in the Kursk region. This helicopter, previously used by the Russian military for reconnaissance and offensive missions in the area, became the focus of a precision strike. An FPV kamikaze drone was deployed toward a target near the village of Sukhinivka. Ukrainian drone operators tracked the helicopter, flying at low altitude, and managed to close in undetected. Once within range, the drone was remotely detonated, striking the helicopter directly. The explosion caused the aircraft to lose control and crash. The K-52, known for its heavy armor and advanced attack systems, was considered one of Russia's most reliable rotary wing assets. However, this incident highlighted the growing threat of drone warfare and raised serious questions about the vulnerability of even the most advanced Russian aircraft. May 16, 2025. In eastern Ukraine, near the city of Lyman in the Donetsk region, Ukrainian forces identified a new threat. A LEA-100 reconnaissance drone spotted a Tu-S7 Pion self-propelled artillery unit advancing toward Ukrainian positions. Armed with a powerful 203mm gun, this heavy howitzer had been shelling defensive lines in the area, posing a serious threat. In response, Ukrainian forces launched a strike operation. A combat drone was quickly deployed, closing in on the artillery system while relaying its position. Once locked onto the target, a kamikaze drone was guided to the coordinates. The drone successfully struck the Pion system with high precision, destroying the weapon and silencing yet another enemy artillery threat. May 5, 2025. Russian soldiers spotted in the city of Novokakhovka, Kherson region, are observed carrying a military boat. The Ukrainian Air Force immediately takes action. Ukrainian MiG-29 fighter jets conduct an airstrike using hammer-guided bombs on a building housing at least 8 Russian occupiers. May 1st, 2025. The Russian military continues its push in Ukraine's Donetsk region, launching frequent assaults in an attempt to gain ground. However, Ukrainian forces have been holding the line with effective defensive strategies. On this occasion, Russian troop movements were spotted near the village of Udashne. In a swift response, Ukrainian artillery units initiated a counteroffensive. Coordinating their strike with precision, they targeted enemy positions with a barrage of artillery fire. Multiple enemy assets were successfully hit during the operation. The Ukrainian forces relied on a 152mm howitzer to carry out the bombardment, delivering a powerful response that disrupted the Russian advance in the area. Ukrainian forces didn't stop with the artillery strike. As Russian units tried to regroup and reorganize after the shelling, Ukrainian FP-5 kamikaze drones were launched to finish the job. These fast and agile drones zeroed in on individual targets, vehicles, infantry clusters, and remaining artillery pieces, dealing precise and devastating blows. The drone operators, working in coordination with reconnaissance teams, maintained constant pressure on the enemy. Several Russian assets were neutralized before they could even reposition, further weakening their offensive capability in the Udashne area.